started to do gospel rap or gospel grime, what as they call it.
Yeah, let me ask you something. When you got into it then, did you feel like there was a quality gap in terms of the musical talent, skill of equality between gospel rappers and secular rappers?
I felt like it was a lot safe, you know. It was like a lot safe, like basically the way they would transmit themselves, the way they'll come across. It felt like they had a manner that was different to what you find in the circular realm. In the circular realm, you have all different styles, and which I feel like we are now getting to that stage within the gospel scene. But at that time, it felt like you had to have a cross on, you had to look a certain way, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I guess in that terminology, there is a certain...
In terms of the music itself, though, like in terms of, if we're talking about rapper, to me we're talking about, lyrical content, sorry, flow, delivery, presence on a microphone, versatility, and then anything else is a bonus if you're good looking right after that. But in terms of those ingredients, do you feel like that? Because then we're talking about what, about 2008-ish?
2000, let's say that. Yeah, let's go there.
Would you feel that there was that we were on par basically in terms of gospel rap with the rappers?
Yeah, the quality was not the same, to be honest, man. I felt like it was just safe. I don't know why the word safe keep coming to mind, because it just seems much wilder in the actual circular realm at the time. Because I knew it was more aggressive. There was so much expression to it that it was just different. When you came to the gospel scene at that time, the quality just seemed like, okay, it's like catered for a particular. It's got a different purpose, of course, you know. So that's where I felt like it was a bit safer, and even in terms of delivery and artistic, it seems like it was kind of boxed in. And
because I feel, I don't want to misquote my dates, but around that same time, I'd say it's when there was that gap in hip hop where I don't know what was really going on, but it almost seemed like the top end artists are kind of stagnated a little bit. And it was after a couple Carters from Wayne, and then there was kind of a hip hop is dead feel, and that crept in. It feels like around 2000 kind of was that phase. Where for me, that was when I actually found that the gospel scene felt like it was hitting harder. I wouldn't say there's a million artists that were hitting harder, because you can be a gospel artist and still not able to rap, unfortunately. You always get blessed straight away. But I'd say like Lecrae, I was holding up to people like saying that no one can touch him, like in terms of rappability at that point. It wasn't until Candy had Drake, J. Cole, and those guys come through and almost like save the day, Kendrick Lamar on the back of that as well, that I kind of felt like the secular kind of took it back. But for a while, I felt like gospel had it when Lecrae dropped his album and then followed up with Rebel, which to me is a classic. Triple E was coming out with Best of Between Two Worlds in 2020. I felt for a while, I felt like gospel rap had the golden ball around that time.
At that time, to be honest, I wasn't born again. I was born again in 2012. That's when I gave my life to Christ, and then I say...
So wait, were you rapping before you were born again?
Yeah, I was rapping before I was born again. And before that, so I never knew what was really happening in terms of the gospel scene at the time. I'm hearing that's when it was, more of the pushing on the door, them 2008 towards them 2010s, etc. But when I started to listen to or came across gospel music, it was around 2012, 2013, and then I started to get into it properly from that age. So the time that you talk about, I wasn't really there for that.
It's interesting. It might be an interesting look back for you. Definitely. Did you ever check out the gospel grime guys? And you said gospel hip hop. But do you ever go through a gospel grime phase?
Yeah, definitely. I checked out like gospel grime at the time. There was just a few. Because at the time there was this platform called Gospel Cypher, and that's where they had like a lot of platform happening. That's when I came across people like Jahaziel, the A-Star, True to the Name, all the old school people that you're not really hearing about them much now. But in using Gospel Cypher, I came across a lot of the grime stuff, a lot of the UK stuff, which kind of made me listen to more the UK. Actually understand that there is that scenery in the UK as well as the US. So yeah, man, that platform was quite useful for that.
Yeah, I think there's a perception as well that them guys kind of either fell off or disappeared, but if you actually, I know music listeners, me myself, I'm lazy like that. I expect music to kind of pass through me. I get my notifications of Tidal or Spotify or whatever when a new album drops. But those guys don't have the marketing money to necessarily follow up like that. So you kind of have to go looking for them.
Definitely.
And them guys are touring down the world, like Sweden, Poland, Denmark and Copenhagen, all them guys are. So don't feel like they've just disappeared, people.
I hear that.
You have to go and
just
look
dash
for
that
them.
in there. Nah, but for real, I feel like then that creates an opportunity for somebody who's a music enthusiast, you know what I'm saying? If you really are interested like that, create a platform, keep people updated, because people are interested, but it's just like people expecting the bigger brands to come and tell you. You know, we live in a day and age where, you know, social media, word of mouth is powerful. Come on, let's make it happen, man. Create something, let's keep moving and share the word so we are all up to date, you know what I mean?
Yeah, which leads us into the radio station you've got going on. What's the name of the radio station?
It's called K2K Radio. The show itself is called the Freedom Session Show, which happens every third Wednesday of the month.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Talk us through, how does the Freedom Session work? Talk me through the set.
So like how it goes, it's very much set up like 40 minutes playlists and then followed by about 15 minutes interview and then 5 minutes session. That's like the ordinary session when we have one artist comes to feature in. So the focus of that is really just independent, up-and-coming, raw UK talent. That's what we try to focus on, because we do understand that there is Premier Gospel that are playing kind of the artists that are breaking through. There's also UCB1 that are still on the same verge. UGM is another radio station, Love 316. So I do sense that. So what I try to do with Freedom Session is really focus on the artists that are just starting out, they are down fire, maybe they haven't just been heard yet. So it's like about giving them the platform and the opportunity for them to actually be heard and capture that and then put it up on YouTube so we can share it, of course. So yeah, very much that's what it is, man.
Yeah, how do we tune in?
You can tune in by visiting www.k2k.com. Just tune in from there every third Wednesday of the month. We have different artists coming in, and we have ciphers sometimes, like every third month we have a cipher. We're gonna have a few artists coming in. We have grime ciphers, rap ciphers, you know, different styles. Singers welcome, poets. It's really a platform for up-and-coming raw UK gospel talents, man.
It's nice, man. It sounds quite unique, that setup you got there.
Yeah.
What advice would you kind of give to artists that are trying to get into the game, the ones that are starting out?
I'll say go for it, man. Just begin to do it, man. You have to practice it. Write down your lyrics, go out there and put it out there. You can't just keep it to yourself, really. You need it to be heard. So go out there. I know sometimes we're striving for quality, and I understand that, but I know when you're starting out, you're not gonna have that quality. So reach out to people that are on the same level with you and continue to aspire for greatness. You know, don't just think, oh, I can't afford this, so therefore I'm worthless. Nah, you are worth it. Just go out there and make it work with what you got, man. That's what I tell artists that are starting out right now.
Yeah, and this guy, I don't know if you notice it, but in terms of live events, he's a beast. A lot of artists is kind of one of the cut-off points for them. They're like, okay, I kind of like, I got the home studio thing going on. Yeah, like I kind of got it mixed. I've even like, I shot a couple of videos for this single. My EP's out on iTunes, but I can't get out to perform live. Like, do you know anyone? Do you know anyone? Like, how can I perform live and whatnot? This guy does it daily, it feels like, if you go and check out his Facebook, Freedom Music. How do you go about booking your live events?
Man, it starts with research, man. Knowing who your fan base are, man. It's very important to know who your fan base are. Know who are the people that are putting in an event, man. You just have to desire to go out there and research, find out what are the events coming up, maybe in 2 months' time, you know? You can't just be knocking on the door when the event's tomorrow. It's like, I'm already set up, man, I already got my line up, so you have to research the promoters, research people venues that are putting on events, research the type of music that you are doing and the people that play this type of music you're doing, and just get involved in such manner by emailing them. Make sure you present yourself professionally, get yourself some pictures, get yourself a press release and send it to them and let them know way in advance, I'm here, I'm willing, you know. So be available and reach out to the key people that are actually making things happen, man.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay, some nice advice for those starting out, man. Also, I'd say if you're artist starting out, feel free. This guy is very welcoming.
Yes.
Hit up the radio station, hit up Freedom Music. You'll bump into him. Just do your little Googles, do your Facebook search. You will bump into him. Freedom Music Group. Yeah. Do you want to give us a little freestyle to exit with?
Alright then. I'm a failure if I abide by my righteousness. My own eyes, they realize on the compliment. There goes the skyline, sightseeing with confidence. Hide and contemplate, now it's complicate. I sense a common pattern, I can read the mind. The next step is systematic and I redefine. That's the prayer I'll be making on my graduation. All of my expectations and then some. And our celebration will live long. The next song, alarms are wedding bells. Both ring and knees, a finger. The snooze burns deeper. Third year degree does already add value to my pedigree. Branch out a family tree that made them enemy. Hey, chuck a different flavor, now public's got an enemy. I just landed there.
Nice,
Thank
man.
you guys very much for having me, man. I appreciate it all,
All
man.
good, bro. First so many TLD TV, Feed the Music Group. God bless, we out.
Bless you guys.